But I just want to reiterate it. I am worried about the Broncos week 1. I wish that 4-week schedule was a little flip-flop so that the Broncos could be before the bye and Mahomes had a 3-week run-up before you played a defense that had 68 sacks, which was the second most by any team in the last 35 seasons. I'm still a little bit, this is not an ideal matchup, even though it's on Monday. 285 pressures first. This is just not a good team to go up against for a recovering.
You said you had 2 points. Can I respond to this one first? So here's the reason that is not as concerning for me as you are making out to be. I watched when the Broncos had to have the game, playing for the #1 seed against Chris Oladukin on Christmas. Was it on Christmas night? It was late, it was December. I think it was the Christmas night game. Regardless, that game be tied with 2 minutes left because the Chiefs played a ball control, running the ball without quality running back style, and the Chiefs defense, which has always had success against Bo Nix, and that Broncos offense. As far as when I say the Chiefs defense had success, they have done statistically well against the Broncos even since Sean Payton's been there. So I think week 1 is going to be hey, Kenneth Walker, we paid you all that money. I could see him having the most carries he has in his career as a Chief, week 1. And that they see if they can, Bo Nix also coming off an injury, see if they can exert their will that way, and then really start ramping it up for Patrick, and as Brew mentioned, those other games.
That seems like a good game plan. That came off sarcastic.
No, I knew what you meant.
That seems like a good game plan. All right, then Spot Track. I know you follow Spot Track.
Oh, is this the Carl Aftis thing?
Carl Aftis.
That was all my notes.
They moved some money around, created $7.7 million of 2026 cap space. Yeah. So now the Chiefs have 13.
All right. So, it's always a blast to discuss the Denver Broncos, especially in relation to the Chiefs and the show First Things First. Because, I enjoy chaos. I mention this constantly. I like when things are chaotic, and you have to genuinely work hard to push through the noise, through any of the bias. You have to, it's just more entertaining, honestly. For me, at least from where I stand and given some of the opinions I try to formulate and the videos I try to put together. And so, pretending that week 1 against the Denver Broncos isn't a problem is objectively ridiculous and honestly pretty funny. But before I explain why and dive into it, Denver Broncos fans, please don't forget to subscribe and watch the full video. When you do that, view counts skyrocket. Subscriber counts skyrocket. And it's not about chasing views. It's not about chasing subscribers. It's about being able to create Denver Broncos content that people genuinely want to watch and talk about. So we can keep having the most unbiased, down-to-earth, honest conversations about the Denver Broncos. It makes a huge difference, and I would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, okay. First of all, the Denver Broncos are a fantastic team. They're an elite team. They're a fantastic team, and they're a division rival. Alright, that alone is a difficult matchup. That alone is a difficult matchup. This was a team that could have made the Super Bowl. Now, that doesn't mean Hale do it again this year. It doesn't, right? But this isn't, this is Harbaugh and the New York Giants going against the Dallas Cowboys. It's you know what? If you're the Cowboys and you're a legitimate team and a great team, you should control that game. I don't care who Harbaugh is. I don't care about Jackson. You're in charge of it. Yeah, it's a divisional game. Yeah, it's week 1. Blah 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 blah. No, it's a slightly different situation, just like it was for the Philadelphia Eagles going against the Dallas Cowboys this past season, right? It's it's going to be a competitive game. Might it be the exact same Eagles team? And clearly it was. And no, will it be a tough, physical, they're spitting on each other and stuff, right? What was that? Lightning, I forget. Something happened where they had to delay the game or something. The power went out or lightning or whatever. And I think that happened unless I'm making that up. But those things happen. And so, yes, that alone now is this is going to be a tough game. And considering your superstar quarterback tore up his knee and needed surgery, I don't care what he's doing in practice right now. Your first game is tough. I don't always want to bring up my past or my own personal experience. I try to weave some of my own stories in because, it's me, right? But it is always weird, man, to get back out there after a major injury, after a major surgery. It takes time to trust. That's the biggest thing. There are times my surgery at this point was a few years ago, right? I guess. Yeah, a couple years ago. And I still wonder, is my knee actually fully healed? Is it fully? But especially that first time I had major surgery, it was constantly like, did I re-injure it? Oh my god, did I re-injure it? Oh my gosh. Like, is my knee, is it? And you just don't have the trust. Every single injury I've ever had shattered my finger playing football. My collarbone never properly healed. My knees, especially even just my finger, even with a broken bone. I remember getting back into it, I wasn't playing football, just playing basketball, pickup, nothing crazy. And yet there was that constant feeling every time I grabbed a rebound or caught the ball with some force, oh my god, is my finger okay? Is it okay? And that was just my finger, let alone my knee, okay? Let alone my actual knee. And that was just pickup. I wasn't starting an NBA game or starting against the Denver Broncos in the NFL. And obviously Patrick Mahomes is different from me. Obviously he's an elite athlete and all that, but it's still a mental experience that, no matter how often I say this, these guys, for the most part, are going to have very similar mental experiences as you. That's why I always say, you as a fan watching, if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling restless, if you're feeling hyped, if you're feeling this or that, there's a good chance the players feel it too. There's a good chance the players feel it too. So Patrick Mahomes, no matter how special, no matter how great, no matter how fast he heals, is going to have that experience as well. And you know what the reality is, because this is how unbiased and fair I am, the Broncos should be a little nervous as well. And nervous is too strong a word, right? When we talk about, oh, should you worry about this game? We mean worry in the context of football conversation. Not that the Broncos should be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have to face the Chiefs and Mahomes, oh my gosh. Or that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs should be like, this is the worst matchup we could have ever had. This is devastating, right? We're being very loose with these words here. But it's like, yeah, going up against Patrick Mahomes in week 1, you don't really know what to expect from Patrick Mahomes. That is actually a wild card. Because Nick's like, I think they're going to run the ball a lot. So now it's weird because I don't know how you prepare defensively for this game. I don't know how you 100% prepare for this game defensively because you're just thinking, well, I don't know what Patrick Mahomes is going to do. Is he going to be running all over the place? Is he going to rip off a 100-yard rushing game? That wouldn't shock me because I don't know. And it is Andy Reid and it is Patrick Mahomes. Does Isaiah Pacheco have the most carries he's ever had? Sure. I have no idea. And honestly, neither do the Denver Broncos. Neither, because it's a very unpredictable situation. You just have no idea what's on the table. Not to mention, at least right now, we don't even know if Patrick Mahomes is officially starting that game. So it is actually a tricky spot for the Denver Broncos. It definitely is. And the last couple of years, the Broncos haven't started as hot as you'd want them to. And Bo Nix, and even Sean Payton for that matter, the team as a whole, you kind of felt like, everyone seems a little rusty right now. Now, to be fair, I've said this a lot, defenses are typically ahead of offenses at the beginning of the season. And does that help the Broncos or hurt the Broncos? Because the Chiefs certainly always have a great defense, or they've had a great defense the last few years. But they are going to be incorporating some new pieces. It's a bit of a balance. And that's why, to me, it will probably then come down to, outside of Patrick Mahomes' health being a true limiting factor in week 1, where you just say, okay, he's clearly not quite 100% yet, right? You could clearly see him being a little compromised, he's healthy, he's ready to go, but you could just tell, okay, this is going to take a few games. Outside of that specific scenario, the defining characteristic will be more about Bo Nix. Because unless we're saying this defense will have such an impact that, again, Patrick Mahomes is slightly compromised, now Defense is just swarming him over and over and over and they shut him down. Even if that is the story, again, I'm expecting that Chiefs defense to be legit and ready to get after it as well. I expect Spagnuolo to be more than prepared for week 1. And then the question is Bo Nix going to be able to finally start his season off right? Is he going to be able to hit the ground running? Where are we with all of that? And that's why Bo Nix really becomes that wild card factor. It's really like, okay, who is Bo Nix as a quarterback? Who is Bo Nix as a quarterback? Are you a superstar quarterback? Are you a great quarterback? Are you a good quarterback? Are you a quarterback who plays pretty well and in some big games you can definitely rise to the occasion, but you're not really 100% sure? Who are you? And I'll go back to last season against the Ravens and the Bills. I mean, this is what Josh Allen did in week 1, 33 for 46, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 112 passer rating, and he rushed for 14 carries, 30 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay? That is why I always say Josh Allen is next level. That is why I say Josh Allen is just different. And so, I've obviously been praising and there's no shortage of me defending and elevating Bo Nix and all that. So it's like, okay, well, who are you, Bo Nix? I call you Josh Allen light because his game reminds me of it. But I always draw that line. I'm not saying you are Josh Allen. Maybe one day, but that seems pretty difficult to ever match what Josh Allen could be. So who are you, Bo Nix? Who are you right now? It's game 1, week 1, year 3. What have you got? Whether your defense gives up 40 points or shuts Patrick Mahomes down, who are you? What have you got? This is an important game, too. And at the time, that Ravens game was going to be important because you never know what you're battling for, tiebreakers, seeding, all that fun stuff. So who are you at this point? And again, I'm all about the team. I don't put it squarely on the shoulders of one individual quarterback. But also, there's still room for you to truly elevate to the next level. So if Patrick Mahomes is compromised, or even Nick is saying, I expect them to run the ball, that's you essentially admitting that Mahomes is not going to be at his best, because you would never say that otherwise, right? You wouldn't say that. And I wish I'd said this earlier, but using the Christmas game as a reference doesn't mean anything. That game means absolutely nothing for week 1 this year. That was obviously a very weird game, weird energy, holidays, the Broncos were in a specific situation, it was just a very specific situation. So using that as the ultimate reference point is silly to me. Really, really silly. And those are the games where everyone is just trying to stay healthy and get into the playoffs. But also, wasn't that the game with Travis Kelce where they kept acting like it was his final game? And I was like, oh my gosh, enough why? Kelce. Why do they keep showing this? This is ridiculous. People were like, this is his final game. Why are you making such a big deal? He's retiring. And I said, he's not retiring. And he didn't retire. Go figure. I was right on that one. So yeah, I'm looking at Knicks. How special are you right now? How quickly in a season can you take over? Patrick Mahomes is compromised. He's not 100% to the point where his biggest supporter, Nick Wright, is like, I think they're really going to rely on Isaiah Pacheco that game. Okay, well then that means Bo Nix should be in a great position to be the difference maker. Because if you're just relying on your running back to set you up for victory, that's tough. Your running back can certainly have a huge impact, no doubt about it. But if you're literally saying we don't want to ask Patrick Mahomes to do too much right now, well then, okay, we have a quarterback who can do whatever we need him to do. That should put you in a much better situation. Not to mention, you're an elite defense, an elite defensive operation over there, and everyone's healthy and fresh. And if you know the plan is to run, okay, well then show that you can force Patrick Mahomes to make a play. Rather than having them run and then you take away the run, and then Mahomes torches you for 45 yards down the field and Andy Reid says, got you, right? Prove that you're the team. Prove that you have it. Prove that you have the ANS. Where's? So, week 1 is pretty cool. Week 1 can always be hyped up or downplayed. It's always interesting. I feel like depending on when you ask me, I could hype this game or downplay it. It'll be interesting to see how I feel when the game is actually about to be played, when we're having all the conversations. But you would expect that the Broncos should be able, if they're going to be a legit Super Bowl contender and a genuine, bona fide hey, we're a great team now, we're part of the party now where year after year, we'll have some down years and some chaos, some things going wrong, but we're a top team. We're a top team, right? It's going to fluctuate over the years, but we are a top team year after year. You can always just say, we know the Broncos are going to be competitive. We know they're going to be right there. You join the party, the Bills, the Bengals. Well, not the Bengals, I didn't mean the Bengals unless they're healthy, but the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Rams, right? The usual suspects. They're always in the mix. And again, they always fluctuate. There's always a chance they're not as great as the year before. But you just know as long as everyone's healthy, as long as there aren't any weird locker room things, or you lose a coach, or this or that, you're going to be tough. And if that's the case, if the Broncos have officially answered that equation and they're trying to, right? Because they made the playoffs the first year with Bo, the second year the AFC Championship game, should have been the Super Bowl, and now it's year 3. It's like, okay, year after year after year, show it in week 1. The Chiefs are compromised potentially, theoretically, technically, well, show that's all you need. That's what I always say, and I'll end here. If you're a great team and the other team is compromised, whatever that means, they just fired a coach, a key injury to a wide receiver, a running back, or the line, whatever it is, they're just slightly compromised, even just slightly, if you're truly a great team, that should be enough for you to come away with a win, right? In football, in any sport really, but especially football, you're always looking for any type of advantage you can get. Any type of advantage, a fraction of an advantage, is everything. So when you're truly a great team, you have that ability to say, that's all we need. And that is something the Chiefs have done spectacularly well for years, even when they're imperfect or their offense isn't as great, it doesn't matter. As long as another team is just slightly compromised, that's all they need. Because a lot of it comes down to coaching more than anything. The coach understands, Patrick Mahomes is compromised. I know exactly what to do in this situation. Oh, they're going to want to run really heavily. I know exactly, oh, Mahomes doesn't have this or that, I know exactly what to do, or I know exactly what the game plan is go. ing to be. I know exactly how to put my quarterback in a position to play well right now. So, it's just, yeah, it's actually going to be pretty cool to very quickly have some really great data points about the Broncos and the Chiefs for that matter. Although, you're going to leave the door open more for the Chiefs to grow into the season because of Patrick Mahomes obviously. So, yeah. And it's the Monday game, I just realized that too, so we'll be talking about it all Monday as well. I was thinking we'd only be talking about it on Friday, but no, obviously it'll be Monday night. So everyone will be breaking down the games that just happened over the weekend. And then of course, it's Patrick Mahomes, the return, that's going to be everywhere. And watching that game is going to be so brutal. Oh my gosh, guys. We are all going to be exposed to just Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, Patrick. They're going to show us all the highlights of him working out and the injury and oh, can he get back to what he was and no one even thought it was possible for him to ever even walk again and now he's flying and oh, and there's going to be Taylor Swift and maybe Kelsey this and that, and oh, now they've got Isaiah Pacheco, and every time Pacheco just gets 5 yards they're going to say, that's why they brought him in. That's what this team has been missing for all these years. Oh my gosh. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Football should kind of have the ability, like if you watch baseball or basketball during the regular season, you can get the local broadcast with the local broadcast team. Monday Night Football. What is that? Is that ESPN? I guess. Is Monday Night Football ESPN right now? Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, right? I'm pretty sure they're at least a little more balanced. I'm pretty sure that's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. But oh gosh, man. And we're going to hear the sideline reporters talking to Mahomes. He said he's just so excited to be back out here. He just knew he couldn't let his team down. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. Thanks, Lisa. Oh, man. Good times. Good times. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos and their ability to take down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? Are you concerned about this game as a Broncos fan? Do you think the Chiefs should be concerned? And again, we're being very loose with the words concerned and worried. Don't get tripped up by those words too much. Don't get lost in semantics. But how do you feel about this game moving forward, especially obviously Mahomes? It'll be his first game potentially. Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get into some discussions, get into some arguments, but ultimately let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you be part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing that. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.